We're so back. And you know how I know we're back? Because it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. It's like that movie Taken. People are underneath their bed trying to delete all the Bryce Young tweets. Every time they called him mid, every time they said he wouldn't live up to Bama Bryce, and now the Bryce Young truthers, they're in the comments section. They're all over the internet. They're running into your home, freaking ripping you from beneath the bed, taking you captive, and making you delete all the bad tweets about the Panthers quarterback. They're back. The Bryce Young truthers, they never left us. They were always here, deep in the shadows, waiting for the opportunity, waiting for when the quarterback posted a perfect game against the Cowboys, the 32nd ranked defense in the league. But this is not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about the running back situation in Carolina, in which Rico Dowdle could actually be the lead guy now. You outrush teams 405 yards, more rushing yards than the Cowboys and Dolphins, the teams the Panthers have beat over the past 2 weeks. The rushing margin, it's real. Dowdle is leading the way, but I didn't think it would be enough to earn the starting job. And boy, oh boy, Monday's press conference from Dave Canales, he left the door wide open for who's going to be the starting running back in Carolina. I thought Hubbard in the landslide. I go, I know Dowdle's been really good. I know some people are calling him similar to Alvin Kamara. The vision, literally and figuratively, the vision as a ball carrier is impeccable. He's always going into the right place. Yes, the offensive line is a convoy. It's like a lawnmower mowing down the Miami and Dallas defenses. But Dowdle gets a lot of credit. So much so, Canales thinks he could be the starter moving forward. And this is real stuff. Even though Chuba Hubbard is the captain, the Panther through and through, ever since Thielen left, I think Hubbard has put himself into that role where he's the publicist, he's the voice of the locker room, he's the voice of Panthers.com. I don't know how you want to phrase it. Especially on the offensive side of the ball. He's like a gel. He says all the right things. He defends the coaching staff through thick and thin. But now, after Dowdle's magical performances over the past 2 weeks, Canales leaves the door open at running back. Here is the Panthers coach on Rico Dowdle.
It was in 2023 in Tampa, and Skip Peets, the running back coach in Tampa, he had Rico as a practice squad running back in Dallas. So when he worked with me in Tampa, he said, a guy we need to take a look at is Rico Dowdle. You'll love this kid. He's aggressive. He's smart. He's really into it. He's a little bit quiet, a little serious, but he loves the game, plays the game with passion, and just kind of knowing his history. We didn't end up acquiring him at the time, but Skip was right. He's all those things. He's an aggressive runner, and he's tough, and he cares, and he's focused, and all the things you love in a teammate and a player.
Earned the right to be the starting running back now?
And we'll see.
Ask Canales, has Rico earned the right to be the starting running back? And Dave Canales, almost like a dad talking to his kids. Kids walk in, they ask for a new toy, they ask for something fun. He's like, oh, we'll see. We'll see how you behave. We'll see. We'll see, Panthers fans. We'll see about who the starting running back in Carolina is going forward. I did not think that this was even plausible. And I thought for sure Hubbard, it would be his job upon his return. Once he comes back from the calf that's been holding him out, I thought it was his job. Again, it's going to be Batman and Robin. Hubbard's Batman, Dowdle's Robin. This isn't the Avengers. This isn't equal screen time for all the superheroes. No, there's a clear sidekick here. And Dowdle's a sidekick. And I find it fascinating for two reasons. One, I go back to training camp. Where Dowdle was more of the third down guy. And they put him in the passing situations. They use him more, feature him more in the passing game, especially in those preseason games. And I think that hurts Hubbard even though I think Hubbard has not been terrible as a pass catcher this season, I think knowing that Dowdle has that, and now he had 3 catches for 28 yards against the Dolphins, 3 for 56 and a touchdown against the Cowboys. It's nothing miraculous that he's done as a receiver, but I think it differentiates him a little bit from Hubbard, where it's like, okay, this guy is the one that we have trained to be the receiver out of the backfield. And he carves out a role for himself as a receiver, even once Hubbard returns to the starting lineup. We'll see, says Dave Canales. We'll see if Dowdle is the guy. And he goes on and on, Dave Canales does, about Skip Peete, who is the running backs coach with the Buccaneers. He was with Tampa when Canales was there in 2023. And it's amazing how he reflects on this time. Skip Peete brought Rico Dowdle to Canales' attention. I don't know if the Bucs are ever going to sign Dowdle or what, but Skip Peete comes up to Dave. He's like, look, this guy can run. He can run. And now Canales is talking about Dowdle as if it's his potential partner. It's like they're in a romantic relationship. It's like, oh, I really like how he runs, but, he's a little bit serious at times. And he's infatuated with the guy. He's infatuated with Rico Dowdle, I guess, underratedly so. And again, did not think this would be the case for Rico Dowdle, who I think at this point, you asked me for my take. I've talked for 7 minutes now about other people's takes. My take is I think it's a split backfield. I think it is the Avengers. I think it is equal screen time. I think it's Spider-Man and Iron Man back there. I think you have 2 heroes, and I don't think it's a problem. I think both these guys are really hungry, though. And I think Hubbard and Dowdle both want to be 30-carry running backs. They both want to be the featured guy, which I think could be a problem. Like, that has been a problem for teams in the past, but I think the upside is greater than that. I think the upside of having 2 running backs who can really play and whose game complements each other, and they're not that far different either. It's not like you have Danny Woodhead or freaking, trying to think of a running back that's like, just, he's a one-trick pony. It's like he catches the ball. Both those guys are threats no matter what formation you're in. They both can split out wide. I know Hubbard was doing that a lot. They're both decent in the pass game. I guess Hubbard's better as a pass protector. But I like having both guys complementing each other from the backfield. And I think that's the path. It's probably not the answer that fantasy owners want. Fantasy owners want a definitive answer. It's like, okay, Dowdle is the guy. Hubbard's the guy. Who can I drop? Who can I trade? You know the deal. Well, here is Dan Orlovsky talking about the Panthers' backfield. Here's the ESPN analyst. And I only have the audio for this because I don't want to get in trouble with ESPN. Here it is.
Yeah, I was so impressed with what Carolina did yesterday. I was so impressed with, their offensive line. I promise you, it will be on AQ's top 5 group. I'd be surprised if they're not number 1. Oh. They kicked the absolute crap out of Dallas's defensive front in their double team game. Their double teams were just, you rarely see in that league where double teams literally move defensive tackles 5, 6, 7 yards down the field. They were moving people at the line of scrimmage. I wrote down the name, number 87 too, because I don't want to be disrespectful, but Bryson Tremaine for them as a blocker, as a wide receiver blocker, was absolutely off the charts with their tight ends.
Wow, so singing the praises of the system, even Bryson Tremaine getting love. Imagine this. Imagine you're Brad Insick, who literally a couple weeks ago is chewing out Mike K. Remember that scene where Mike K's like, oh, well, why is Bryson Tremaine on the field getting run? Wasn't he a future reserve guy? It's like he's someone that a lot of teams didn't have a ton of faith in. And Brad Insick looks at him and he's kind of cross-armed and he goes, well, I hope Bryson's not listening to you say that because Bryson would take a lot of offense to that, Mike. And he quips at Mike K. And he was asking the question we're all wondering. It's like, why is this guy on the field? Why is Jimmy Horn inactive? Why is Bryson Tremaine getting run? Well, think about that. The guy getting national attention on the Pat McAfee show is freaking Bryson Tremaine. Bryson Tremaine. The guy who I think has 2 career catches coming into the year. Stanford walk-on is here because has a relationship with the offensive coordinator, Brad Idzik, who Canales brought from Tampa with him. And this is just a win. The coaching staff's just doing circles on everyone right now. He talks about the offensive line moving the Dallas defense, moving the Dolphins. He didn't talk about them there. Just pushing them 10 yards down the field. It looks like the Bama offensive line. Never mind Bama Bryce. And look, I'll give the quarterback credit. It's looked like the Bama offensive line in its prime. You have dominated that much up front against the Dolphins and Cowboys. Like, Orlovsky doesn't even know how to articulate it. He goes, I have not seen this level of dominance from an offensive front. And you can even use the defensive front as well, because Derek Brown's been dynamite lately too. Bobby Brown, dynamite on Sunday after struggling coming into the game. The edge rushers setting the edge, making their money against the run. Oh, you don't need sacks to win. You could just outrush these teams by 400 yards and win. And who's going to be the hero of all that on the Pat McAfee show? Who's going to get the national attention? Bryson Tremaine. Bryson Tremaine. I'm telling you, this was a win for Canales. This was a win for the system. This is a win for the Panthers running back. This looks like the Panthers of old. Run the ball, stop the run. That's what this looks like. And who would have thought that the national story, it wouldn't have been Bryce Young becoming Tom Brady, taking the next step. But instead, your offensive line is utterly dominating these teams. Your defensive line, they didn't talk about it there, but I'll talk about it. Utterly dominating these offensive lines. And you did it against the Dolphins. The Cowboys' offensive line is better. A lot better than what the Dolphins are rolling out. I'm telling you, huge win. Huge win. Heck, I might become a Bryce Young truther. I might get on the phone like Liam Neeson and Taken. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. But if you continue to talk poorly about our quarterback, I will find you and make you watch Bryce Young film for the rest of your life. This is The Tone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are back. This is The Tone.